And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the PiGosaur Cup. The PiGosaur Cup number 58, your weekly dose of PiGosaur Cup action. I'm your coach, Live VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, welcome, one and all. Bienvenidos, papi, bienvenidos. As we are jumping into our first series. Exclamation mark, be in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the back yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we are jumping into the round of 16. Round 16 here in spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Ruby Rock. We do have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Teal Protoss. It is Luna C. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the orange Zerg player. It is Leroy. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will play in this series. Oh, hello, as we do have a 14 pool opener out of our Zerg player. Okay, early pool timing, early link production, early aggression is on the table here. Show us what you got. Leroy. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Complete in the chat. Complete, baby. Thank you so much for subscribing for 21 months, 12 months in a row. Thank you, papi. Thank you. That's a lot. That's a long time support. It's been a long, so long, papi. So long. 21 months. It's crazy, papi. Crazy. Thank you. Oh. As it is going to be pool hatch, very late gas guys are here out of Leroy. Okay, have our attention here. Nice pylon block as Lunacy, he will delay the expansion. Leroy is banking a lot of resources, and ooh, just spent his larva as well. So this is a really rough start for the Zerg player. Remember, this was a pool first opener, but just made drones. So despite getting a pool first, there's no link production. Late gas, late natural base as well. Is investing into the queen. Now we're making lings, but again, everything has been disrupted, and it's a very shaky start for Leroy. Back at home, Lunacy just chilling. I'm going gate, cyber expand. Could go for a second gateway just to fully wall off, but nah, has no care in the world. Just goes for the expansion regardless. Doesn't overreact to the opener of Leroy. Does not overreact. The heart and soul of modern day SC2 casting right here. Oh, gracias, baby, gracias. Complete. True. We appreciate it. Always appreciate it. And we do what we can. It's going to be an intense week this week, of course. We were just wrapping up all the Warden TV Monday casts, but we have RSL. RSL is throughout the rest of the week, so the Rival StarCraft League is around the corner. Season 3 playoffs, and we're going to be all over those playoffs. Likewise, today is the first cast of many. We do have a second cast later on this evening. That is going to be the Podcast, our weekly talk show where we talk all things StarCraft. I did just wrap up with the Archon Studio AMA, so the AMA, it was a 2-hour AMA. We went through it. Likewise, we also caught up on the Clem EWC Road to EWC docu series as well, which was interesting. As the first pylon is going to go down, not bad. Pylon goes down, the depth is out. Lings, they can try to bring down the depth as well. So far, nice kiting here from Luna C. Ooh, and he will clean this up. Yeah, he will clean this up. Takes care of all the Lings. The Nexus is done, of course, and we're taking up into a Twilight Council. A hyper-aggressive follow-up here out of Luna C, going for the Twilight Council of all things. Into Glaives, into Charge, into Blink, where we headed. Regardless, hyper aggression at Lunacy. Meanwhile, we do see Leroy going for another gas. Guys are going into Roaches. This might be the beginning of a 2-base virtual Lin. There's no reason to get Roaches this early on unless we do plan on all-inning here. So aggression would make the most sense for Leroy. He's also skipping link speed. The problem is that Adepts may hit first. Glaives, they just begin, and it can of course be Chrono Boost. Speaking of, there it is. We get the Chrono on Glaives. We got 2 more gates on the way. I believe that's going to be a 3-gate setup. So 3 gates, a Robo, into the War Prism, into aggression across the map, and it's going to be a tough hold here for Leroy. Hoping they were able to make use of this initial tech. We have Roach production underway, but we're still also droning at the same time. We're going to commit. We got to commit, papi. Got to commit. Oof. Roach production into a lair. So yeah, unfortunately it's a little bit shaky here with how we're spending our resources, and now we're spending our gas especially. We're making a wave of Roaches, that is true. The lair follow-up is a bit of an odd choice. If the plan was to go for something like a Nidus all-in, I mean, I guess, but even then we don't really have the gas to afford that. So I'm not too certain as to what the lair is going to be for. It might just be for Roach speed, but if that's the case, then we could have been droning this entire time. And we could have gone to 3rd base as well. And this could have been a bit of a later timing with Roach speed lined up instead. There we go. Leroy does move out. Adepts do spot this. Now, the one thing that I will say is that roaches do not trade well against Adepts, at least not in high numbers. As I say that, though, we have 1, 2, 3 roaches about to get picked up. And that's the second, and soon to be the third. Oof. Actually getting up to 4, up to 5. 5 roaches go down. Brutal losses here. We do shade away. We're headed into the mineral line, and the roaches are racing back home. And Leroy is in a lot of trouble here. And he's going to be trickling out more roaches. We're ready for the warp in. Adepts take shade into the main base. Here we go, warping in 4 Adepts at a time. And Leroy cannot sustain these losses. Not like this. Queen went down. 4 more drones went down as well. Adepts take pull away. They shade into the natural. They run into more roaches. Bit of miscontrol there by Lunacy. Did not shade into the mineral line. Okay. Roaches hold. Roaches are holding, and Leroy, he's all in. We just got to send everything across the map, but back at home, there are immortals. Only 1 so far. No shield battery either. So this potentially could break the natural. But we got to go. We got to send it. We got to send it back. Send everything. Adepts say rotate back into the main. Leroy commits across the map. Oh, behind this is droning. Now is not the time to drone. I wouldn't be opposed to like Ling reinforcements, even slow Ling reinforcements. Someone to just help support the army. As that's going to be 12 dead drones, 13 dead drones across the map. Yeah, the immortals are in position, even without the shield battery. I mean, they're being untouched. Immortals are untouched here. GG gets called, and Lunacy will defend. Will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, a bit of a shaky start there for Leroy when it came to the initial build, when it came to the opener. He had potential by rushing into roaches and going for a roach all-in, but remember, it was a little bit lackluster. Like, he was getting a lair, he was droning, he went into roach production, then went back to droning. Like, it was a little bit all over the place when it comes to how it was meant to be coming together. So the all-in wasn't hitting as hard as it otherwise could, and of course, back at home, there were immortals, right? There were immortals back at home. In the end, he could try to hold his own against the Adepts, but we had the follow-up here, and Lunacy takes game 1. Takes the first game, and now we're jumping to game number 2, and we'll see how our players do deviate. So remember, last game, Leroy did actually open up with a 14 pool timing. He went 14 pool, but his natural was delayed. His gases were delayed. Like that's why we did mention that it was a bit of a shaky start. We'll see if he goes for another 14 pool. We'll see if he goes into a 12 pool. We'll see if he goes into a standard opener instead. Let's go. Let us go. As game 2 is going to be on the Old Republic. We go. Just catching up on our calendar as to what the rest of the week looks like. Let's go. It looks like we will have to shift some things around. That's all good. We have a full week of Kung Fu Cup next week. It's Didn't realize how long it lasted, Pappy. No. But here we go. This morning in the top right hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the Teal Protoss player. The Teal Protoss player himself. This half green Protoss leading the series 1-0. It is Lunacy. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have his opponent. We have the orange Zerg player. The orange Zerg player himself. It is Leroy. Sorry, I did just notice some latency. So just making sure that things are okay. Now we are going to be settling in. And welcome to the Old Republic. The Old Republic is a much larger map, true. Larger map of the map pool, relatively secure on 3 bases, and this time hatch first. This time hatch first here out of Leroy, so going for something more standard this time. Makes sense, especially on a larger map. So we'll be opening up hatch at gas pool, I would imagine. and Lunacy getting towards our own standard opener as well. One of the big features of this map that I don't think is going to be really too much of a factor here, but that is how difficult it is to defend your 4th base. As a result, I would say that Zerg are favored on this map when it comes to these later 3-base timings, as it is very difficult for the Protoss player to actually turtle up and defend on 4 and 5 bases. We've seen many top Protoss players struggle and fail to defend on the Old Republic, but that's in a longer and later game. We'll see if Leroy is one to embrace that, or if he goes for another earlier tech path. We'll find out. We'll find out. So let's see, does break in, does pull away, just being as annoying as possible. Get out of here. As long as he can. Behind this, we'll see if he goes for a standard tech path, going for a Stargate, or if he does deviate once again, going for a Twilight Council. We'll see. As Lunacy does check the 3rd. Cybercore is done. And based on the pylon positioning, it should be a Stargate. Typically, if we hide tech, the pylon will be further back, behind the mineral line, behind the gas geyser, just to make it more difficult for the Zerg player to scout. And oh no, there it is. It's gonna be the Twilight Council. Okay. Looks like Glavidips once again. Now, because of its positioning, the Overlord should confirm.
Swarm forces under attack.
Should be able to confirm. As Links break in, have to shade away. Leroy is making an extra wave of links here. There's still no 3rd expansion. The probe confirms this, of course. That's why Lunacy throws down a shield battery, as there is still no 3rd base, which is very suspicious. Something's wrong. We can see Leroy pull back into gas. Gets a safety spore. Under saturation at the natural base. Again, heavy under saturation here. Again, there are so many links. These could have been drones. Could have been drones, could have been workers. And what is the plan? As the Overlord doesn't get eyes on the tech. Oh. I will be forced to. There we go. Does convert the Twilight Council. This should trigger a Roach Horn response. We're still trying to drone up. Yeah, still trying. Adepts are amassing. Without a Baneliness and without a Roach Warren, this will just kill Leroy. Straight up. And this is a 410 Roach Warren. Not too bad. Not too bad when it comes to the timing. If we're able to fully wall off here the entrance to the main base, then maybe we can hold on and buy some time. But the joining is so delayed here for Leroy. Oof. So here we go. Taps are moving out. Let's see, commits. More depths, and Roach production only just now began, and there's no wall. Yeah, there's no wall. These depths, they do nothing, they mean nothing. They get one shot. Adepts save bust into the main base. Boys are being pulled away. And the drones, they should not be able to escape. There we go. We have 8 drones going down. We're picking up the roaches one at a time. Prism into the main base. We can just go straight for the warp ins. Lunacy is supply blocked. So brutal supply block for Lunacy. That's going to slow him down. And that will give Leroy a chance. Does give him a chance here. Finally, here come the warp ins. And there's just not enough roaches. Yeah, there's just not enough. There's only 4. Down to 3. Down to 2. Oof. The Queens are going for the Prism, but GG. Yeah, GG. Good luck in the next round. And Lunacy will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG. GG, well played. Lunacy, he will claim the series. Shout out to Leroy. Again, Leroy, he is a lower tiered player. This is an open tournament, of course, and open to all players, all shapes, all sizes. Leroy stepping in as a Platinum League player, so very, very impressive. And of course, a lot of respect to Leroy for him to show up regardless of that skill gap. Again, we do get a lot of amateur players, whether you're silver, bronze, diamond, platinum, masters as well, to be able to step into the ring with the pro players. Not easy at all. GG, well played. When it comes to the builds themselves, I will say that the openers were lackluster. We did have a more standard opener in game number 2, but again, the follow-up was a little bit shaky just because of the overabundance of lings. Again, lacking saturation, lacking drones, lacking expansions early on, it really does have this compounding effect where workers, they matter that much more earlier because you have so few of them, of course. So again, 1, 2, 3 workers mean even more in the early game compared to a later game instead. So GG, well played. Hopefully we can tighten things up the next time we do see Leroy, and we're going to be following Lunacy into the next round. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Here we go. Again, when it comes to the bracket itself, we do have a lot of amateur players in the first couple of rounds, but we're kind of leading in towards the big players, towards those, oh sorry, I said quarterfinals. We're going into the round 16 into the quarterfinals. So up first we have Clem. We have Clem in the top side of the bracket. Clem waiting for the winner of, oh, we just got a result. Hacker's top takes down Bomyoja. We have Milky Cow versus Mute. Clem is a clear favorite to make a deep run in this tournament. We'll see if anyone can stop him. Best of luck to Hacker's top, Milky Cow, and to Mute. Scoring now, we have Byun. Byun waiting for the winner of Chrome and Ragnar. Likewise, Percival waiting for the winner of Creature and Coral Viper. Again, we are poised to see potentially Byun and Percival in those quarterfinals. Best of luck to the two players. Scoring down, we have herO waiting for the winner of Davito and Dollar Tree Dipper. We have Nice versus Rebellion. Again, throughout all of that, herO, he is the number 2 seed of the tournament. Clem is number 1, herO is number 2. That's why they're in each half of the bracket. So we'll see if anyone can stop the two top players from facing off in the grand finals. Scrolling down, we have Nice Rebellion. We have Cure waiting for the winner of Apple Juice and Perceive. And we have Young Yakov up against Lunacy in the round of 16. That is going to be our next series. That is going to be our next matchup. Oh boy. Letting them know. And again, Young Yakov has been improving a lot over the past couple of months. He's been on that grind. He's been competing so much in so many tournaments. And he's going to be coming in as a favorite player, I feel. But Lunacy can be very tricky in this matchup. He can be very tricky in ZVP. He can be very unorthodox. And he can catch you off guard if you let him. So you got to be so careful. We saw a little bit of that here in this series. Lunacy went Glaive Adepts twice. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes Glaives at one point against Young Yakov. And he has some other builds as well. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on him. We'll keep an eye on him. For now, we are going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have Yakov versus Lunacy. See you soon. Hopefully, by the way, I do notice that Yakov isn't currently in game, so hopefully we can find him. We can jump in mid-series or jump into the fresh series. We'll see. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, I do apologize for the extended break. It was just a really hard time finding a game, to be honest. So initially we were going to be covering Young Yakov versus Luna C. So he stuck around, but Young Yakov, he no-showed. He was unavailable, maybe passed out. I know it's very late in Europe. So Luna C got the walkover. So I was like, oh, okay. Then we headed on over to the European server to try to catch Clem versus Milky Cow, and they started without us. So it's like, so I was hopping around trying to find series, and we weren't quite able to find one. But until we are jumping into a fresh best of 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the South Korean Terran, we have the blue Terran. It is Percival. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Root Gaming. It is a Creature. We go. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. It's going to be a short one because here come two SCVs. Two SCVs, Proxy Truax, Reaper across the map for Percival. He's going to commit, he's going to double down, and the Creature currently is unaware. We'll see how quickly Creature can realize what's going on, react, and respond. Ooh, actually, I said it was 2 racks. There's one at home. 1 rack's at home, and we have 2 across the map. It's going to be 3 racks Reaper out of Percival. Okay. I see you. And they're still waiting for the racks to finish and going for a factory. Into Marine tank push. Okay, 3 racks. Okay. So I was like, whoa, what's going on? But there we go. We do have the 3 racks upon us. Reapers are amassing, and this is meant to end the game early. Oh boy. And again, Creature, he's unaware. He sees nothing. Like, he goes into the main base, he sees that there's a full wall here at the ramp, which means there could be a CC behind this, there could be a factory behind this, there could be a second gas guys behind this, earlier into factory. We know there's 3x Reaper, but Creature, he hasn't seen enough to really tip him off. He is going to scout the top side. So he's checking the top side of the map. First Adept is on the way. Reapers are building up. And I'm still quite concerned here for Creature, as these Reapers are going to very quickly get out of hand. No safety shield battery, there's no reason to get one. First Adept is out, second Adept is on the way. As we have yet to pull the trigger. The ideal is you do want to wait for this Adept to move out. The Adept can't really do anything because there's going to be a full wall back at home. There should be a full wall off. Twilight counter open out of Creature. Here we go. Here come the Reapers. First Adept moves in, and we should fully wall off. Should lift in time. Oh, Adept, it does cancel the shade, and here come the Reapers. Oh boy, we can at least 2-shot probes. Can we 1-shot probes? With 5 Reapers, I believe we can. For now, going for the Adept. Adept is going to be focused down. No shield battery. Adept will fall very quickly, and yeah, we are 1-shotting workers. Oof. Probes are going down. It's crippling damage at the same time. Adept does make it into the main. Okay. Did make it in, and it's trapped. No. Trapped back at home. There's 1 Stalker. It's going to be focused down as well. Shield battery's on the way. Needs more time with the shield battery. Some more Reapers are diving in, and he will get the Stalker. Yeah, he will get it. Oof. And down will go every single probe. Again, it was just late scout, late reaction, late realization of what was happening. With that, Creature is down to 1 Stalker, and he will lose everything else. Losing 17 probes. Even slice of pylon. Nice control out of Percival. Pulls away the weakened Reaper. Gets a kill. And GG. GG gets pulled. With that, Percival, he will take game number 1. Whew, GG. GG will play it again. Creature, unfortunately, there was just no tell. There was just no tell for him to realize what was happening. By going across the map, he saw the racks, so everything looked normal for the time being. There was a full wall off as well, which was a little bit suspicious. You don't often get full wall offs. But again, behind that, it could be a command center, it could be a factory, it could be anything. We saw the Creature, he was checking for a proxy on the top side, but only on the top side, so he was caught with his pants down. GG. GG, well played. With that, a quick win here for Percival, and now we're getting to game number 2. Show me game 2, and game 2 is going to be on Winter Madness. Let's go. Let's go. Winter Madness is a much larger map in the map pool, much larger map. More places to proxy, true, there are more places. But I would imagine we're going to be going for a more standard start, and this can lead into maybe 2 base aggression and 2 base all-ins instead. We'll see. So we are loading on in. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Percival. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss, the red Protoss, herO Gaming. It is a creature. We go. So I could be setting up. And again, we'll see Percival does move out once again with 2 SCVs. Quest creature is going out for his probe scouts, and Percival this time he doesn't move out. So this time double gas open out of Percival, going for a faster factory, going for a delayed CC. Technically this can turn into a 1 base all in. If we were casting, say, Oliveira back in the day, or Ryung, or Gumiho, those would be the players that come to mind, then a 1 base all in would be something that's on the table here. I don't think Percival is 1-to-1 base all in, so it should just be a factory into a delayed command center. So delayed CC here from our Terran. Meanwhile, the RNG is not in. Oh, no! RNG was not working out well there for the Terran. We'll finish up the wall. And similarly to last game, no scouts, right? Denied scout into the main base. We got a full wall off here on top of the ramp, and a creature doesn't know what's happening. For all he knows, it could be once again 3 Rex. It could be 3 Rex Reaper. There could be a CC. There could be a factory. Alas, creature sees nothing. He sees nothing. He knows nothing, just like the last game. So again, it's all about just denying vision, denying scouting, keeping your opponent in the dark. Behind this, the probe is going to be scouting the bottom left. So let's check the left-hand side of the map. Depth is on the way. You can see the Percival, he's also scanning for proxies, does check the both force base locations, just to make sure there's no counter shenanigans. And see creature, he's actually checking the right hand side as well. Yeah, so I mean, ideally this is what would have happened in the first game. Now he's aware, and now he's of course being a little bit more attentive to his scouting, but at this point there's nothing to scout. So unfortunately, this would have been ideal last game. Would have been ideal. Of course, the game will continue. Creature is going to have a much more comfortable start. He's going for his own Twilight Council. So Twilight Council into Blink. Getting to a standard opener. Because he was scouting it across the map, it means that, I mean, I was going to say it won't be able to delay the CC, but the CC was on the high ground anyway. Percival, he was playing safe, and the Shade, it confirms the factory. Go. This Percival does break in. Diving into the main. Won't find too much more damage though. Sorry, I say that he goes back in. Yeah, he goes back in. He wants probes. They're lining up. Can he get one? Gets 2. Gets 3. Barely will. Okay, 3 probes do go down. And this is a bit of a give and take here. This was 3 probes for what? For 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. So I would still say a better trade for creature. Ideally, Percival, he wanted more damage. If there was no safety shield battery in the main base, I mean, we would have seen so many more probes going down. But thankfully, creature played it safe and did get that shield battery up and running. Did get it up. Percival is making his way across the map. Boosting into the main. Does boost in. And we'll deny some mining at least. Okay, denies mining, pulls away. Keeping creature busy. And behind this is building up into bases. Just building up into a zone 3-1-1 setup. Getting to his bio tank. And we're building up into the mid game. Again, the job play is just to harass. And a creature did go 2 Gate Blink into a third. Very greedy build here by creature. Okay. We'll see if he gets away with it. Creature is cutting corners, has less stalkers. He will lose more probes here at the natural. Ay, ay, ay. It's going to be 3 probes going down. Our players are getting to their own 3-base setup here. Once again, Winter Madness is one of the larger maps of the map pool, longer resistance by ground. If there were a map where we could embrace a longer and later game, this would be it. It's just all about whether or not Creature can get there. Creature's working on Colossus, getting it from Blink now into Charge. He is slowly refining and building up his army. I'm still concerned though by the eventual timing attack from Percival. He's building up, waiting for Stim. Once it finishes, he can move out. Move out across the map. Let's go. There's the Unsiege. Behind this, he will expand. Third CC is on the way. He's not going for a 2-base all-in. And we'll see what he can get done at the third. Now, thankfully, the Observer does want to move out. Creature he knows. He's getting in position. We'll bring in more Zealots. I believe there's going to be 1 Colossus to defend. First, we're going straight for the third. Now Sosa takes out the Immortal, not bad. The Colossus has arrived, and ideally wants to try to bait the army into tank range. Wants to bait him in. He's reinforcing. Takes down the pylon. Again, being very careful with his army. Here we go. Dives within tank range. Zealots will go down. And do we retarget on the Colossus? Ooh, going for the Sentry. He does go for the Sentry instead. Sentry goes down, Stalker as well. The tank is still barely alive. First, we're trying to pull Creature apart. Jumping into the natural. Distracts the Colossus. Main army moves in, getting within range of the Nexus. Nexus will go down. Yeah, Creature can't defend both. He's trying. Oof. Time goes the expansion. And Creature's being pulled apart. Yeah, he's being pulled apart here. Remember, this was not an all-in. Behind this Percival, he's getting his third base up and running. Now landing on location. It lands. Percival, he can pull away. And Creature, he just doesn't really have much behind this here. He lost his third. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, brutal loss there for Creature. Now, what I will say is that thankfully Creature has retained his Colossus, so he can slowly, he has been building up that Colossus count, but the Gateway army is going to be lacking because of how inefficient his mining is. Meanwhile, Percival, he has momentum. He has momentum, he's moving in. He can from here push across the map. He's getting a 4th command center behind this. Ay, ay, ay. A little bit unnecessary, but sure. Getting a 4th CC. Now we can just move in. First, wedging himself in between the bases. At the same time, we do have a Zealot run by moving out across the map. Okay. Zealots are moving out. Ooh, transferring workers getting caught. No. Losing 11 probes. And there are reinforcements. Yeah, Percival, he's not rallying. He's keeping his reinforcements at home. He defends against the Zealots. Now we have 3 Colossus to defend. And once again, Creature, he should be able to barely hold on with 3 Colossus, but there's not much else here. There's no supportive army. Percival, he can just continue to rally. and just ensure the creature, he never resaturates his third base, never settles down. Rotating once again. There's that tank spot. Oh. Yeah, there's so many Vikings here limited. And say he gets 1, he gets 2, and he gets all the Colossus. GG gets called, and Percival, he will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, Percival. He will claim the series. Oh. There we go. He will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. My condolences to Creature. Again, Percival, he has been improving a lot over the past 12 months. It's been very impressive to see his growth over the past year of play. And again, is one of the favorites to make a deep run in this tournament. Speaking of, exclamation mark be in the chat, as the quarterfinals are now ready for us. Here we go. We are spoiled for choice. We have Cure versus Lunacy, a TVP in the lower half of the bracket. We have herO versus Nice in a PvP. We have Byun versus Percival in a TVT, and Clem versus Milky Cow in a PvT as well. We know where we're headed, we know where we're going. We are going to be switching on over here to the Korean server to jump into there we go. To jump into Percival and Byun. Un momento. So Vita's going to be on the way. I'm just going to be preemptively set up my VPN just in case. Sure. Okay. Okay, beautiful. So we're going to be going on a short break. I believe Clem versus Milky Cow is going to finish. There we go. I was going to say it should be wrapping up soon. Has wrapped up. So we're going to be going Byun versus Percival into Clem in the semifinals. That's the plan. That is the go-to. We'll see you soon in a couple of minutes once the Vitas are done. See you soon. Bye. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of the PiGosaur Cup number 58. We are here, we are live, we are jumping into our fresh best of 3 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock. We do have the South Korean Terran player, we have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is Byun. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the Blue Terran player, we have the Blue Terran, we have the South Korean Terran. It is Percival. Here we go. So jumping into our TVT, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chats. Coming into this, Byun is going to be coming in as the heavy favorite, but Percival, he has been improving his TVT. He plays so much TVT here in Korea. Again, we've seen so much of Percival versus Byun, Percival versus Cure, Percival versus Bunny, Percival versus Ryung versus Gumiho. Again, right now, at least in current era of StarCraft, Korea is the place of Terran, and as a result, you have to get good at TVT to be good in the Korean scene. And Percival, he has been, again, forged through the flames. He has been improving his TVT specifically this year. I would still say it has a ways to go, but for the most part, like, he has been getting better. And we have seen Percival take series off of Byun before. It's still few and far between, but he has done so in the past. We'll see if he can do so again. For now, 2-Rax Reaper. 2-Rax Reaper. Now, 2-Rax Reaper, there's a little bit of rock, paper, scissors when it comes to TVT. This is meant to hard counter proxy 2-Rax. So if Byun was going for a proxy, then Percival would shut him down. We can see that Byun's opening up double gas into a faster factory. When it comes to the openers, I will give the edge to Byun. We'll give him the edge. It's going to be difficult for these Reapers to really find much damage. So again, Percival, he was hoping for something a little bit more aggressive, rolled the dice, didn't quite land on it, and Byun is playing very safe. So a very safe play here by Byun. Reapers are moving out, checking for proxies. Does back in, does check. Byun doing the same. Checking at the third base locations. Sitting up on the low ground. Likewise, Percival is moving out. And he's going for a factory behind this. A very delayed natural base for Percival. Heavily delayed CC. And we'll see if we can, again, you can see the difference here. Now that the Hellion has arrived, Byun is perfectly safe. Perfectly safe, perfectly sound. That's why we did mention how Byun going for the faster factory is a way to just shut this down, and he will. The extra shots are going to be going up. The Reaper's getting low. Can he get out of here? He will. Nice control here by Percival. He doesn't lose a single Reaper. He pulls away in time, and you can see he's trying to bait Byun into a concave. Byun pulls away. And then pulls back. He pulls away. Races back home. The game will continue, and Byun, he will have a massive lead when it comes to the CC. You can see it's almost done. Percival's is almost halfway done. So better economic start for the Red Terran. And we have our players calming down from here. Percival, he still has a large army supply, that is true. There's still a lot of pressure on Percival to find some damage, as this army does not scale well into a longer game. So he's got to go for the dive. Oh, now there's a Cyclone. Oh no, the lock-on. Okay, lock-on is broken. Okay, let's go. Breaks the lock-on, takes on the first Reaper. Percival, he has potential with this army. But as time goes on, it's just getting worse and worse. Now we're building up into Raven production. Ravens are on the way. First tank for Byun. We do still see a second Cyclone for Percival. So he's still one step behind. But again, at least he still has the army alive. So you can always go in with a backstab. Pick off a couple of stray units. We'll see. Ooh, okay, bold move. We see an add-on swap, which means no tank production, so no tanks whatsoever for Percival, going for a faster third CC instead. Very greedy follow-up here by Percival, and it makes sense. Remember, Percival, he's behind, right? He's behind after the early game, so he's going to do something drastic here to recover. Getting a faster third base, but runs into tank fire. Oh my god. And tank shots are going up. Better trade for Byun. Raven gets into the main base. Big 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, three ACVs. 3 ACVs go down. Stim is now on the way for Percival. Again, just a big delay here on, I say delay on tank production, just zero tanks whatsoever. Ooh, Percival, he will get a Cyclone though. Gets 1. Gets 2. Okay. Slightly better trade there for Percival. Gets both Cyclones. In a head-on fight, so we do have to give the edge to Byun. As Byun has tanks and Percival does not. Ooh, late reaction. First, we have to get the hell out of here. Now, what does Percival have? Stim, right? He's going to have more Marines, he'll have Stim. He'll be able to try to get on top of the pre-siege or the unsieged tanks. That'll be the idea, that'll be the hope. To Stim forward to get on top of the tanks. Picks off 2 more Marines. Ta-da! Gets surrounded. And here comes Byun. Okay, so Byun, he's got 3 tanks now. Thankfully, I will say the Percival does have 3 Ravens and he has disables. He has an Interference Matrix. So despite the tank count, the Ravens are here to shut them down. Tanks will siege, but here come the disables. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. And Byun has to pull away. He has to pull out of here. He will lose both tanks. Nice clean up here by Percival. Does punish Byun. And Percival is catching up. And what's important here, remember, this all came down to the fast third CC. It's already done. It's already floating on location. So Percival, he's had a worse start to the game, but now he potentially will be able to recover coming into the mid game. As Byun is going to be stuck on 2 bases that much longer. Say stuck on 2 bases, Byun gets 2 more Raxes. Byun still does not have a third TC. So as the game progresses, as the game goes on, Percival, he will catch up in the economy and then overtake an army supply. But he needs more time to actually allow for that to happen. Until then, Byun has had the better economy this entire time. And is going to try to build up that larger army. I mean, he just lost 2 tanks, true. Liberators are being annoying. Raven harassing to the main base. Okay, nice damage as SCVs are getting picked up. Oh my god. Getting 9 SCV kills. Yeah, 9, 10, 11 SCVs going down. And Percival moves out with the main army. But he should not be able to break Byun. Byun has plenty of tanks. Ravens are moving in. Percival, he's all in at this point. He's lost 16 SCVs. He's still losing more. Not like this. Now, the downside is that Ravens are being used to harass, which means there are no defensive Ravens here for Byun. No defensive Ravens. Getting 20 SCVs. Again, purely Liberator and Raven harass is killing Percival. It's killing him. Now Percival, he can dive in and try to disable every single tank, but there are Marines, there's Vikings, there's bunkers, there's still more here to defend. More than just the tanks. And we spoke about it, due to the better economy that Byun has had, he's building up that larger army. And Percival, he has failed to recover, as he's still losing even more. Oh god. Losing a Viking. Oh, a bit of a move command. Yeah, rough move command out of Byun. Throws away a chunk of Marines. Finally, something going Percival's way. His Byun does move in. He's got, what, 4 tanks behind this. We do have the Master Sable, but despite that, Byun will still take the fight. He can lay the Vikings. Chooses not to, going for the Medivacs instead. And he retains the tank count. He saves the tanks. Byun takes the fight. Lands his 3rd base, going for the Mass Mule. So the Mule Hammer fully saturates, and Percival, he is in danger here. He's in trouble. One of the advantages that Percival had coming into the mid game was the Raven count. He just saw the Ravens. Or the Raven count was reset here for Percival. Likewise, he's heavily behind when it comes to tanks, and without Ravens, there's no offset for that. It's just been a really rough opener here for Percival. He's been behind almost the entire game. Now he's diving in. He will get 1 tank. Gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. Okay. Oh, barely breaks through 4. Percival is holding on. Behind this. Oh, he'll be denied the upgrades. +2 is denied. Not like this. Nice spread here by Byun. Stims in. Breaks through the siege line. And he just keep going. There's nothing here. There's nothing here to defend. GG gets called, and Byun takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG. Well played. Byun does take lead in the series. Again, Percival just had a really rough start. Winding it back, remember, he went 2x Reaper. He went 2x Reaper into a factory before CC. He was heavily reliant on his Reaper Hellion finding damage, and he failed to do so. Went for the Cyclone follow-up. Likewise, failed to get damage done there as well, and he was just down in workers, down in economy. If you remember, his way of recovering in that game was to go for a faster 3rd command center. That was the plan. That was the go-to. And it allowed him to try to recover, and then he lost 20 plus SCVs, right? The Liberator and the Raven Harass proved to be too much. And did lose everything. GG was called with that. Byun snowball out of control, and now we're getting to game number 2. What it be? I mean, as I tried to emphasize, like, a lot of it came down to just the momentum you get from the early game. Like, TVT, a lot of these matchups, in general, StarCraft can be very momentum-based. There are ways to recover, there are ways to bounce back. If Percival, for example, hadn't lost 20 SCVs to the Liberator and Raven Harass, then maybe he recovers in that game, but yeah, it was brutal. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Winter Madness, going for the proxy. Let's go. Let's go. We have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran leading the series 1-0. It is Byun. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Blue Terran. It is a Percival. Now remember, what were the openers last game? Last game, Percival, he went 2-rack Reaper from home, and that was meant to hard counter proxy 2-racks. But Byun went for double gas faster factory instead. He went racks factory double gas opener instead of the proxy. Here he actually is going proxy Reaper, and Percival, it's on him to gamble a little bit, and he's opening up safe. Okay. Double gas opener. So basically what is happening here is that Percival, he's going for a racks into a factory, into a delayed command center, into a faster Hellion as a result. That Hellion is going to be crucial when it comes to the defense, so he has to make sure that factory finishes. The factory needs to finish, needs to get that Hellion up and running. Because this proxy is in the natural, it's going to hit even faster than normal by a couple of seconds, and every second counts. If Byun can bust into the main base and delay the factory, that's game. Like, that's actually just game then and there if you can delay the factory. If the factory finishes, then we just have to buy time for the Hellions and defend. To do so, you have to pull the boys. Percival is going to have to pull the boys here to protect his Reaper and to protect his factory as well, to zone away, and it's going to be on Percival to micro his units and just preserve his SCVs to make sure it doesn't lose too many. There's that factory. So factory's on the way. Reapers are amassing. Again, Byun, he will have the Reaper advantage, but Percival, he will potentially have the high ground, so he gets to shoot first, and he can also pull the boys to help buffer. First things first, though, it's on Percival to scout. Now remember, SCV scouts are rare in TVT, so it's normal that there's no SCV, right? It's normal that there's no SCV scouts. Percival, he's checking the left-hand side for a proxy, checks the left, and he will yet to confirm. Oh my god, he doesn't see. Yeah, he does not see. Reapers, they reveal themselves, they will delay the CC, and now it's time to go for the main. Factory's almost done. Yeah, factory's almost complete, and it looks like it will finish. Yeah, factory does finish up. Boys are being pulled, Hellions on the way, and now it's all about minimizing losses. That's still going to be 3 dead SCVs. Can he get 4? Oh, really not. The 3 SPs go down. The forces the cancel on the CC. Brutal damage. Oh, God. And Percival, he should not die. He should survive with a Hellion, but he's still taking a lot of losses. Oh, so he will lose another worker. 4 SCV kills. Trades with the Reapers. Hellion will defend. As you mentioned, once a Hellion pops out, then that's going to be a hold. But that was still 4 SCVs, 1 Reaper, and a cancellation on the command center. So just still a really rough start here from Percival. Doesn't die, but still takes a lot of damage. And he will lose another Reaper. Or will he? Oh, he will not. Okay, nice control of the Percival. He pulls away. Pulls away in time. Does preserve that Reaper. And from here, the game will continue. Now, a couple of things here. When it comes to the CC timings, it is still slightly in favor of Percival, who does have a faster command center, but Byun has had better mining. He's had more efficient mining, he hasn't had to pull the boys, and he has had a higher worker count. As he pokes him with another Reaper. He's still making more Reapers, by the way. Jesus. Okay. Reaper production does continue. Meanwhile, Reapers, they bust into the main. Cyclones in production. Byun, he's going to be cleaned up across the map. He will get a couple of SCVs. And then he has to buy time for his own Cyclone. Until then, he's taking his own losses. So we have it back and forth. Oof. Getting into 4, getting to 5 SCVs. This is getting out of hand. Yeah, this is getting very out of hand here. Byun, he doesn't micro back. Doesn't pull away the weakened SCVs, and he's getting careless. Yeah, he's getting careless here. Byun losing too much. And GG. Yeah, GG gets called. Byun, he lost far too much back at home. That was game-winning damage. 9 SCVs. That should not have happened. And Percival ties up the series 1-1. GG. Again, Byun just being a little bit too careless there and having miscontrol. Again, he was just A-moving his SCVs instead of pulling them back to preserve them. It also didn't help that he did decide to go straight for the Cyclone instead of Hellion, right? He could have gone for a Hellion first, but he was greedy, went for the Tech Lab, went for the Cyclone instead. So Byun was very, very greedy. Very greedy in the follow-up. And likewise was being careless in his defense as well. And now we're getting into game number 3, the ace match. Let's go. And also a big shout out to Krista. Thank you so much, Krista, for the raid. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great stream. Had a great ladder session. And welcome to our quarterfinals. Welcome to the quarterfinals here. PiGosaur Cup. We have a TVT between Byun and Percival, and we're going all the way to the ace match. Let's go. Let us go. But thank you, Krista. Thank you. Again, hope you had a great stream. Hope everything was going well. As we're getting into the ace match and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of the Old Republic, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify. It is Byun. This is where I need my Google Translate. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Terran player, the blue Terran. The blue Terran, it is Percival. Am I blind? Where's my... There it is. Jesus. Oh no, I was too late. Let's talk about voting, maybe? I'm not too sure. Not too sure, but here we go. But now we're settling in. We do have our initial openers. This time, no proxy. There's no proxy, there's no shenanigans. This time looks like a Rax Expand economic opener. Single gas out of Percival, single gas out of Byun for the first time this series. For both players. The reasoning for this, the rationale is welcome to the Old Republic. This is a very large map of the map pool. Aggression is not favored on this map, and it is safer to be greedy, safer to cut corners, as we are. So again, both players for the first time going for the faster command center. So we're going to have a bit of an easier, a bit of a more comfortable start to the game. A little bit more comfortable. So now we are setting up. Now we are going to be setting up and settling in. So again, we're just going to have a much more calm early game here between our two players. It's going to be much more calm compared to what we've had in game 1 and in game 2. When it comes to the Old Republic, we did mention this previously, but it is very difficult to defend your 4th